Genes and chromosomes. Now, let's look more closely at just nature. Nature refers to the contributions of genetics to one's development. The basic building block of the nature perspective is the gene. Genes are recipes for making proteins, while proteins influence the structure and functions of cells. Genes are located on the chromosomes, and there are an estimated 20,500 genes for humans, according to the Human Genome Project. Normal human cells contain 46 chromosomes, or 23 pairs, one from each parent, in the nucleus of the cells. After conception, most cells of the body are created by a process called mitosis. Mitosis is defined as the cell's nucleus making an exact copy of all the chromosomes and splitting into two new cells. However, the cells used in sexual reproduction, called the gametes, sperm or ova, are formed in a process called meiosis. In meiosis, the gametes' chromosomes duplicate and then divide twice, resulting in 4 cells containing only half the genetic material of the original gamete. Thus, each sperm and egg possesses only 23 chromosomes and combine to produce the normal 46. Given the amount of genes present and the unpredictability of the meiosis process, the likelihood of having offspring that are genetically identical and not twins is 1 in trillions. Of the 23 pairs of chromosomes created at conception, 22 pairs are similar in length. These are called autosomes. The remaining pair, or sex chromosomes, may differ in length. If a child receives the combination of XY, the child will be genetically male. If the child receives the combination XX, the child will be genetically female. Here is an image called a karyogram of what the 23 pairs of chromosomes look like. Notice the differences between the sex chromosomes in female XX and male XY. Genotypes and phenotypes, and patterns on inheritance. The word genotype refers to the sum total of all the genes a person inherits. The word phenotype refers to the features that are actually expressed. Look in the mirror. What do you see? Your genotype or your phenotype? What determines whether or not genes are expressed? Because genes are inherited in pairs on the chromosomes, we may receive either the same version of a gene from our mother and father, that is, be homozygous for that characteristic the gene influences. If we receive a different version of the gene from each parent, that is referred to as heterozygous. In the homozygous situation, we will display that characteristic. It is in the heterozygous condition that it becomes clear that not all genes are created equal. Some genes are dominant, meaning they express themselves in the phenotype, even when paired with a different version of the gene, while their silent partner is called recessive. Recessive genes express themselves only when paired with a similar version gene. Geneticists refer to different versions of a gene as alleles. Some dominant traits include having facial dimples, curly hair, normal vision, and dark hair. Some recessive traits include red hair, being nearsighted, and straight hair. Most characteristics are not the result of a single gene. They are polygenetic, meaning they are the result of several genes. In addition, the dominant and recessive patterns just described are usually not that simple either. Sometimes the dominant gene does not completely suppress the recessive gene. This is called incomplete dominance.